Stalemate between doctors and the government continues after the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union failed to sign a return to work formula. Now, in a meeting with the Whole of Nation Approach Committee that went on late into the night, accusations and counter-accusations from the parties led to a deadlock. And as Emily Chebet now reports, KMPDU insists that the strike is still on, accusing the government of failing to commit to timelines of implementation of the issues raised. Let's get that report.
52 days and counting, members of the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union maintain that they are not going back to work, accusing their employer of remaining non-committal on important areas in the negotiations, which has sparked two disagreements.
Thank you very much.
One day to their date with the court, when they are expected to deposit a signed return to work formula, a Friday night meeting ended in a stalemate.
We already have a document that was negotiated until the wee hours of the morning. It was initiated by both lawyers. It dealt with all the issues on our side as COG. On the matters of national government, they were also addressed.
We negotiated on 8 issues, and today we've not differed in most of them, except for things that they call timelines, which they say do not have any monetary consequences. However, we are at a loss why we will not have signing today, but instead postponed to Monday.
So we said, fine, if you can discuss this issue of interns, you always said you gave us 18 issues out of 19. Now, show us these things. When will they be implemented? They say it can't be discussed. So it was a matter of question. You either do it or do it. And if not, there's no meeting.
The document from the ongoing negotiations has been a point of contention, with the government insisting that the document was agreed upon by the two parties during negotiations. KMPDU says the document was a draft that was yet to be signed, pending resolution of some issues that are yet to be addressed.
There are gains within this document. We don't deny that they have not gotten everything that they ask for. But even when you go before God, there are answers that he gives. He will tell you no to some he will say yes, and to others he will say wait. And therefore, whenever you go to a negotiating table, you can never take a hard stand. It must always be a give and take.
Looking at the suffering that is with our people, when you have negotiated and you've had almost 99.9% of the issues in compliance, then I don't think 0.1% can make you still want the strike to stay on. We had initially said that we will not victimize the doctors who have been on strike. We still remain committed to the cause. However, it is not possible to stay like that forever.
You can't tell us that doctors don't have medical insurance and therefore the government will provide medical insurance. We ask you when. Then you say they will provide. We don't say you'll promote doctors and we ask you when will you do it. You say we'll commence in one month. So we'll commence in 1 month for 2 years or when. They can't give that direction. We ask you about employment of doctors. You say we will employ. You say how, when, what is the plan on it? You can't give that. So the whole essence they're giving is blank statements that you cannot implement. More of the issues that we brought in the strike notice, they're putting up as the network agreement.
According to KMPDU, the Friday meeting that ran till late was more of a coercion than negotiation. Officials say the government is rigid, adding that the document does not address timelines on when key agreements will be implemented and the specific number of doctors to be hired. On payment of arrears for the doctors, the government came up with a 5-year payment plan, but KMPDU says they are willing to accept no more than 3 years since it is a debt long overdue.
The union has now introduced other issues, but we want to remain on the narrow path of compliance. So this evening, I'm going to sign on behalf of the Ministry of Health in compliance with the order so that then whatever document we sign can be deposited in court as directed, that whatever is signed must be deposited by 9:30 a.m. on Monday.
On Monday, as we are depositing our signed agreement, the county and the ministry, we are going to ask and request the judge to allow us to take any necessary measure and action to ensure that the lives and the welfare of our Kenyans is assured.
As much as we are told them that these things need a timeline, they don't feel that part of it. And that's the problem you've had before, because you have engagements with government and then they put blanket statements over issues which can never be implemented and can never be followed up. For example, we talked about payment of basic salary arrears by the counties. The counties say they will pay upon receiving these funds from a national government. This can take 5 years. This can take 10 years. This can take 20 years, because it has taken 7 years for them not acting on it totally. So if you don't give a commitment when you're going to start implementing it, then you are not acting in good faith. It is ill will.
The Whole of the Nation Approach Committee, which represents both the county and the national governments, went ahead and signed the document that they say will be deposited in court on Monday as directed. KMPDU officials have also indicated that they will sign a different document that captures their demands and deposit in court on the same day as the return to work formula. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV.